Hey guys, welcome back to Contest Prep University. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Adam Atkinson. We're going to continue on in our series about the vocabulary of peaking, if you will. And last time we talked about fullness versus being kind of tight and small in the morning, maybe when you wake up on contest day. Today I want to talk about being spilled over or remaining tight. Instead of full versus flat, it's maintaining that skin tightness without spilling over. So I'll let you explain this a little bit, Adam, in terms of what you look for as a coach and what's physiologically happening.
Yeah, so what we're looking for tightness is basically maintaining leanness as we're, changing variables throughout peak week. A lot of clients notice when they wake up in the morning, they're super tight. As the day goes on, they end up having a little bit of spillover. Partially, some of that is because you've just ate, you have circulating blood glucose through the body, and that makes you not as tight. But also, you have been on your feet for hours versus when you just wake up, you have all of that lymph drainage out of your vascular system. So when you wake up, one of the reasons you're super tight is because you've been laying horizontal for 8 hours, and all that lymph fluid just goes right back into your vascular system. So there's always just that edge of morning tightness because of that. So you do tend to spill over the more you eat, as long as it's not appropriate for your metabolic rate. But spillover is actually where the glucose exits the muscle tissue, and now you have a layer of water between the skin and the muscle. That's what causes that spillover. Some people call it shading of the detail, but we just simply say spilled over. So that's that other edge of leaning away from tightness. So, and we could go into a lot of physiology on like how to fix that, but that's going to be kind of the description of tight versus, spilled over.
Yeah, and I'm glad you backed up away from contest day back into peak week, because I have a client right now who's in peak week, and in the very first part, he was appearing fuller than I would have expected. We're doing a progressive linear load, of course, and all of a sudden he had picked up a pound, and then another pound, and another pound, and he's getting really, really full. And I'm like, you shouldn't be getting this full on such few grams of carbohydrate, but who knows, depending on activity decreasing and things like that. But here's what we had to do in order to make this change, because he started feeling like he was losing detail. So to your point, Adam, more glycogen, more glucose in the muscle tissue is holding on to more water in the body, which is how we get fullness. But if it starts blurring some of that detail, that means you're just maybe holding too much water. And so the way to do that is not to cut water, it's to reduce carbs a little bit, which we did. So for one day, we pulled back a little bit on carbs. And the next morning, he woke up 2 pounds lighter and just grainy and sick, tight, like totally right back where he was, with one small change in carbohydrate in one day. So we've reduced that spillover back to tightness, and now we have a new baseline heading into the contest this weekend. But again, that can even happen on contest day, meal to meal. So if you have a slow metabolism and you eat too much, you think you need to be fuller, so you're shoving in a bunch of carbohydrate, you could actually just make yourself more spilled over and lose all kinds of detail and end up in a far worse position.
Yeah, I have a client right now in peak week. Her last meal is her largest meal, and it is so much different from her morning and midday photos, where I asked her, I was like, this is strange how different, she's definitely spilled over at night. I asked, how much are you eating? And it's almost like 2 meals in one. So we definitely won't be doing that on show day.
Yeah, and these are great things to observe and learn along the way. So guys, in the first episode, we talked about fullness versus flatness. So just muscle size, muscle fullness. Today, we talked about tightness versus being spilled over, which is a little bit more down to the detail that you can see under the skin. We're going to talk about some other things that contribute to that overall look, but all in terms of just making sure that you understand the words, the phrasing, the vocabulary of peaking, so that you can be better understanding your own position and maybe relay that to a coach. So thanks, Adam, and we will see you guys next time in Contest Prep University.